Hello, everybody. Hello. What's up? Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to a brand new edition of Over the Line Hot Takes. This is July the 19th, 2023. And ironically, when we did yesterday's show, at least the live version, I put the date as 7/18/21. I literally just went back 2 years, and I don't know what I was thinking. I have to enter so many dates when it comes to posting this stuff and everything else. I forget what year it is, but that's okay. That's okay. People forget things. Even presidents of the United States forgets things. You see Joe Biden on a regular basis forgetting things. But he does remember one thing. Always remembers children. He's a big fan of children, as you know. He even had a moment today at the White House where he was talking about how he was busy today bringing somebody's children to the Oval Office because he wanted to show them around or something weird.
But I must tell you, I couldn't resist. Two of the children of a man and a woman who got me started back in 1972, actually 1970, were in town, and I showed them the office, and I apologize for keeping you waiting. I really am.
What? Wait, what? What are y'all doing? Who are the parents allowing their children to go into an office alone with Joe Biden? I need to know that. Who in their right mind, as a parent, would let their kid be with that old creepy guy? Anyway, welcome to the show. So glad you're here. Want to remind you real quick about our good friends, our partners here on Over the Line Hot Takes, Wild Hair Jerky. You hear me talk a lot about them, and that's because this is the business. I'm talking about best beef jerky on the planet. It's right here, baby. So here's what I want you to do. I got something for you. I'm about to give you something for absolutely free, and I'm going to cost you anything. Go to this Facebook page, Wild Hair Jerky. For those of you listening to the audio platform, H-A-R-E, hair is in rabbit, Wild Hair Jerky. Go like the page and get your hands on a free tumbler, like a tumbler, like a cup type of deal, like a Yeti-style deal. The first one of y'all that goes to the Wild Hair Jerky Facebook page, you like the page, and you send them a message, just say, hey, now, they're going to give you a tumbler. And the tumbler's going to look a lot like this right here. Let me see if I can get it in the camera there. You see it? Come on, focus, buddy. Focus. There you go. Wild Hair Jerky. This one's actually for Tony Gump at Vapor Forge. He's got his own logo on the other side, as you see. But Wild Hair Jerky, these things are top-notch. I've got several of these, and I use them on a regular basis. You can get yourself one for absolutely free. Again, all you've got to do, go to the Wild Hair Jerky Facebook page. Be the first one today to like the page and send them a message. If you're already liking the page, that's okay. Just go send them a message. Say, hey, now, can I get a tumbler? And they're going to hook you up. We're going to be doing that every Wednesday until we run out of tumblers. And you can have your very own Wild Hair Jerky tumbler. And then that will remind you on a regular basis where the best jerky on the planet resides. And I'm not saying that just because they're partners with us. I'm like, legitimately, is the best jerky I've ever had in my life. And I live down the street from a Buc-ee's. You hear me? You hear that, Beaver? Wild Hair Jerky's got better jerky than you do, buddy. And I'm not even playing. Y'all think I'm crazy? Try it. Try it and see what happens. So today, on today's radio show that I'm sure a lot of you guys listen to, we talked about a plethora of things. Some of the things we covered on the Hot Takes last night. But all the while, there was a hearing going on. A hearing related to the cover-up of the Hunter Biden gimmick. The highly illegal things Hunter Biden and his corrupt crime family have been doing for a long, long time. These are all out in the public. We all know about them. We know what he's done, what the family's done, what Joe Biden's done. But prosecutors and U.S. attorneys couldn't seem to nail the guy to the wall. He was just so elusive, such a smart guy that he was able to evade justice all this time. Until a couple of whistleblowers anonymously came to Republican members of Congress and they said, hey, I got the evidence right here, and I also have the evidence that the FBI, the DOJ, and the IRS were putting the kibosh on this whole investigation. Anybody else, if this name were any different, this person would be sitting in jail for the rest of their life. But because it's Hunter Biden, it came directly from the top that he cannot be prosecuted. What do I mean by the top? I mean the White House. From the White House to the DOJ to the IRS, put the kibosh on it. And during a line of questioning, there was 2 whistleblowers on Capitol Hill today. The line of questioning from Comer, the guy that's spearheading this from Kentucky, kind of really lays it out, especially on the financial side of things. There is a lot of foreign money that has been funneled to the Biden crime family, and it's the biggest case of bribery we have ever seen in politics. People have gone to prison and had to resign for much less than this. Biggest one in history. I want you to see this line of questioning as it lays it out pretty well.
I want to discuss with you specific payments made to Hunter Biden and the Biden family. Democrats and the left-wing media are also saying there's no evidence. But let's get into the evidence, Mr. Ziegler. I want to direct you to pages 99 and 100 of your transcript. How much money did Hunter Biden and his associates receive from the Romanian company you identified?
So that amount would be from Romania. So the approximate total transfers from the Romania company would have been $3.1 million to everyone.
$3.1 million. How much did Hunter Biden and his business associates receive from State Energy HK Limited through the Robinson Walker LLC?
So total transfers from State Energy HK to Rob Walker was $3 million.
$3 million. Was there a $100,000 payment from CEFC Infrastructure to Owasco PC, Hunter Biden's professional corporation?
Yes, Chairman.
Approximately how much was transferred to Hunter Biden and his business associates through Hudson West 3?
So the total transfers from Hudson West 3 to everyone was $3.7 million.
$3.7 million. How much money did Hunter Biden and his business associates receive from the Ukrainian company Burisma?
Burisma paid to everyone involved $6.5 million.
$6.5 million. Burisma also paid Blue Star Strategies and a law firm hundreds of thousands of dollars, bringing the total Burisma payments to over $7 million. Is that correct?
That is correct, $7.3 million.
$7.3 million. Between 2014 and 2019, this brings the total amount of foreign income streams received to approximately $17 million, correct?
That is correct.
What was the purpose of analyzing money from foreign sources, and do you have documents to support your findings?
So for the purpose of documenting the foreign sources is as a part of a normal international tax investigation, we have to figure out where the money's coming from. You have to follow the money trail. And as a part of that process, we have to follow different transactions, identify different foreign entities that might be paying a person, and then we go and get those records.
Right. And hopefully you can provide that to the committee.
So yeah, any records regarding those transactions, we
love evidence on this side of the.
Yeah, we do. And there's a lot of it, ladies and gentlemen. There is a lot. I mean, a lot of this evidence. It was fascinating because this was happening during the radio show. I wasn't able to watch it in real time. So this afternoon, I've kind of taken time to play catch up and everything else to fully grasp what happened. And I'm not going to be able to tackle it all in this podcast. But one of the interesting themes that I came across was the desperate attempts by the left to brush this off as nothing, that it's a nothing burger, if you will. This is so obvious and so blatant that even these guys who are the masters of diversion, the masters of whataboutism, the masters of accusing their opponents of doing exactly what they themselves are doing, even they struggle today. They could not take themselves seriously today. You heard the amount of money that's involved here. That's a lot of money. $17 million over the course of just a few years. Not that Hunter Biden made with some, artwork or anything. No, these are the business dealings with foreign officials, most of which are associated with the government. When you do business with China, guess what? The Chinese government doesn't allow it to happen unless it's their deal, right? You don't make money that comes in and out of China goes through the CCP, goes through the Chinese Communist Party. So every dollar that's done in China is done with their government. Same thing with Ukraine. Same thing with Burisma. That's a government-oriented deal. They're working hand in hand. Because guess what? Joe Biden, you're not getting the $1 billion if you don't fire the prosecutor. Well, son of a bitch, they fired him. It's all connected. So this guy, Hunter Biden, as we know, using his dad as vice president and now president, using his dad as the influence to make all this money. And Joe Biden was okay with it because why? Because he was getting 10% for the big guy. That's the way it works. You think Joe Biden, take any parent for that matter, and that's what the left tries to do. Joe just loves his son, and his son struggled with addiction, and just like you, if your kid was struggling, you would still love your kid as well. Well, if you loved your kid and he was struggling, you wouldn't allow him to run around and dabble in millions and millions of dollars and get away with it and know that the highly illegal things that are going on, you wouldn't let him do it. Unless you're Joe Biden and you're getting 10% for the big guy. You see? So the left's scrambling to cover this stuff up. They are desperate. And again, I'm kind of going through some of these clips in real time, but I'm just, as we go along through this podcast, I'm just going to play you a few clips of Democrats and their defense of Hunter Biden in this hearing today. Check some of these out.
We heard a lot about the Bidens, the Biden family, Biden associates, right? Bidens, plural, the S, what does the apostrophe mean? But not Joe Biden. Didn't hear a lot about Joe Biden. Why? Because he didn't do anything.
Joe Biden didn't do anything. He didn't do anything at all. Joe Biden has nothing to do. The big guy, 10% for the big guy, what is that? We don't know who the big guy is. His name's not Big Guy. His name's Joe Biden. Here's another guy. For example, Democrat Representative Greg Cesar. Probably don't know who he is, but he's a puppet of the party. Listen.
Clear from this hearing that Democrats are pro-accountability, equal treatment under the law, and for paying your taxes.
Yeah, we're for paying our taxes. We're for equal justice. One justice system under all. How about this? How about Junior Democrat Representative Max Frost, Democrat out of Florida? Okay. Yeah, I know Republicans have a supermajority in Florida, but they have some Democrats. This is what they sound like.
Nowhere in your deposition did you suggest that there's some larger conspiracy at play here, which is what my colleagues on the other side of the aisle would have us believe, that there's a two-tier justice system that privileges Democrats over Republicans. And that's what my colleagues are doing. They're using you and using your story and using your work to make this argument for themselves. And since
yeah, you're just making that up. That there's a two-tier justice system. Nobody believes that. Everybody knows the law is applied to Donald Trump just as it's applied to Joe Biden and Hunter Biden? How about this guy? Let's go with this. Who we got? Representative Fume, Democrat Representative Fume. He's out of Maryland. He's your typical Democrat. Here's what he had to say at today's hearing.
Here's what galls me. I don't like these attacks on the Department of Justice, the FBI, the IRS, as if they are somehow anti-U.S. agencies. Those agencies keep this democracy in check. It keeps them afloat. They provide the checks and they provide the balances.
This is like the old black version of Greta Thunberg. How dare you? How dare you question the FBI? If it weren't for the FBI, we wouldn't have checks and balances in this country. This country would fall apart. How dare you? Again, no shame whatsoever. And you see, again, the absolute desperate. Okay, here's Ro Khanna out of California. Big time guy. He'll go to bat for any Democrat at any time, except for maybe Joe Biden. He's feeling like we need to move away from Joe Biden and even Nancy Pelosi. Here's what he said today at today's hearing.
And I'm not questioning. I mean, you are a stickler for the law. You know, it reminds me of Les Mis, and you know the famous person wanted to get the person who had a sandwich.
You see how uncomfortable? Look at his face. They have nothing. They have scrambled, and it's all because of, one, the evidence that's laid out there, but how easily provable some of this is. Let me go with Representative Kelly Armstrong. Kelly Armstrong's out of North Carolina, Republican, and he's actually asking legitimate questions to these whistleblowers. Stuff that's actually relevant to the hearing. Listen to some of what he had to say.
I want to talk about something that is a little unique to this investigation. I want to take you back to December 7th and 8th of 2020. And you were planning your investigative team, right? This is the whole team, East Coast, all across the country. Numerous interviews are going to be conducted. And Hunter Biden was going to be the subject of one of those in LA, correct?
That's correct.
And this is unique because Joe Biden has won the election. We're walking into this, and there are some serious, I mean, if there's Secret Service protectees, I'm assuming you have to contact the Secret Service. You're not walking up with armed FBI agents to a Secret Service protectee.
Yes, we had a plan on how to approach Hunter Biden that day.
Could you briefly explain that plan?
So the FBI SSA and I were assigned with interviewing Hunter Biden that day. And the day previous, we went to the LA FBI field office and asked them to the special agent in charge to contact the Secret Service special agent in charge from the LA field office at 8 a.m. on the morning of December 8th and tell them that two agents were going to approach Hunter Biden as part of an official investigation. And the night before, all of that changed.
And all of that changed because FBI headquarters and Secret Service headquarters coordinated, and that information had gotten out to everybody the night before. And we can talk about whether it's a highly political investigation and all of those different things, but there's another group of people that was made aware of that the night before, wasn't there?
Yeah, that's correct.
And that would be the transition team.
That's correct.
And the transition team is a political operation set up to help the president-elect vet cabinet employees, work on inauguration.
So this is after, listen to this, this is after the 2020 election. Joe Biden has allegedly won, he won, and he's going to become president. So now it's Joe Biden and his transition team, which is helping put his cabinet together and everything else. Well, the IRS, the FBI, the DOJs, they're hot on the Biden's trails. They've got the evidence. They got everything they need. But somehow, and I don't know how this would happen, but somehow word got back to the Bidens, the transition team, of, hey, they're sniffing around. They think they've got you, and they're about to come try to radio-ish to get all the evidence they need to start throwing folks in jail. That's a pretty big bombshell, if you ask me.
Do all of those things. I mean, is that your understanding?
Generally, yes.
They have any special investigative powers I don't know about?
Not that I would know of.
In your entire history and working in history with the IRS, you ever worked with a transition team of a president to help set up an interview with a subject of a criminal investigation?
I have not.
Last question. Did you ever get to interview Hunter Biden?
We did not.
Of course you didn't. Of course you didn't. The transition team was tipped off, so then word comes back to the DOJ, hey, Joe Biden's about to be president, and if you want to keep your job, if you don't want to lose your backside, your livelihood, your ability to get a job going forward here, you better cut it out. And so they put the kibosh on it. This is where the deep state comes in. Y'all understand? Do we all kind of understand what the deep state is? The left treats it like it's just some make-believe QAnon talking point. But this is a prime example of what the deep state is. It's lifelong politicians, bureaucrats, people within the FBI, the DOJ, that have been there for a long, long time, that have built, we'll just say, friendships with other lifelong people that are on the political side of things. Democrats in particular. It is business as usual. It's always been business as usual, and they watch each other's back. You scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. And everybody in this realm of deep state is corrupt, and everybody's got dirt on each other. And so it is in your best interest, if you've got dirt that's out there that's being held up in a closet like a skeleton's in a closet, it's in your best interest to make the other guy make sure he's got his backside covered, because he knows about your dirt. He knows about the skeletons in your closet. So it turns into this one big CYA circle where everybody's trying to cover for everybody. That is essentially what the deep state is. It's not a conspiracy theory. It is a well-known fact from everybody in Washington, D.C., even to here in Birmingham, Alabama. We all know it. How about some more, who do we got here? Democrats responding to explosive and highly credible testimony of federal interference in the Hunter Biden corruption scandal by bringing up the Trump indictment, Trump impeachment hoax from 3 years ago. Representative Gerald Conley out of Virginia. He's talking about Trump. This is about Trump. This ain't about Hunter Biden. Come on, cuz.
Let's remember that the President of the United States, not Joe Biden, Donald J. Trump, was impeached over a phone call to the President of Ukraine wanting to get dirt on this very subject, on this very individual.
So this is where the meltdown begins, as those whistleblowers continue to testify with stone-cold evidence that the U.S. District Attorney in Delaware, the DOJ, the Attorney General, and the Biden, the president, the transition team, all were in on this. It's right there in their face. So what does Gerald Conley do? He says, Trump. Wait, Trump, this is Trump's fault. Because remember, Trump said he was looking for evidence from Ukraine of corruption. So this has got to be just a made-up conspiracy theory that was put out there by Trump. You know, Trump is the source of all of our other problems. So it's got to be his fault. Here's Jim Jordan questioning witnesses today.
They've changed their story. You guys haven't. What do you think happened? What do you think? Mr. Weiss was consistent with the investigators up until this October 7th meeting, and then he changed. What do you think happened, Mr. Shapley?
I mean, I don't know what happened internal at Department of Justice, but what I can say is that the story has been changing from Department of Justice and U.S. Attorney Weiss, and I think the only person that's really had any documents that have been corroborated are my own.
Exactly. I think what happened. I think it's obvious. Anyone with common sense can see what happened, because he said it in Mr. Graham's letter. He said, I had discussions with Maine Justice. I had discussions with the folks, the deputy attorney general, the attorney, whoever it was, I don't know, but he had discussions with the people at Maine Justice, and suddenly things change.
And ladies and gentlemen, that is the long and short of that story. The FBI, the DOJ, their story keeps changing about what happened. These whistleblowers who are putting their lives on the line, who are lucky if they get to live another day with the way Washington operates and the way some of these Democrats operate, because their livelihood's being put on the line as well. Their story hasn't changed. Their story has stayed the same the entire time. And every time the DOJ is confronted with the facts from these whistleblowers, that's when their story changes. You see, it started off the U.S. attorney in Delaware investigating Hunter Biden, found tax crimes, but he's like, it's just, we can't really, there's not a whole lot we can do. Let's offer him a plea deal on the gun charges, ladies and gentlemen. Gun charges and tax charge. We're going to offer him a plea deal. Give him an out, a little probation or something. And he's asked, hey, did the DOJ, did the political appointed Merrick Garland, who was appointed by Hunter Biden's dad, did he have anything to do with this? Did he tell you to do the plea deal? No. He didn't. This was all of me. I had all the power. I had all the power to make sure that justice was served. It was all me. There was no restrictions. I was not hamstrung in any way. Whistleblowers come out and they say, no, he actually told us in a meeting that he didn't have any power, and Merrick Garland was telling him what to do. Well, Mr. Attorney General, Merrick Garland, we're getting word that you told the Delaware prosecutor what to do. No, wasn't me. Information comes out again. No, Merrick Garland, he did tell him. And now, here we are, CYA. Everybody's panicking because the information is out here, and they have no idea what to do. They don't have a way to divert attention from this. They don't have a way to stop the... I mean, they've even got physical text messages. First of all, Marjorie Taylor Greene took pictures from Hunter Biden's laptop, put them on a poster board, and was showing them today, which I'm not going to do because that keeps getting me banned from all my social media accounts. But they've got the text messages explaining exactly what he was doing in his own words. Here's an example of that from his WhatsApp messages.
With respect to the WhatsApp messages, it was something we clearly needed to follow up on, and that was really one of the major deviations from, in this case, is that investigators asked, and Special Agent Ziegler asked to follow, to take some investigative steps to review that, and it just simply wasn't supported by the prosecutors. So further delving into what that means, I just simply can't do.
That's why these guys were so mind blown by the whole thing, because they'd never seen anything like this. It's probably rare that they have this much evidence in a criminal case against somebody. So they're just kind of going along, doing their jobs, whatever, and they're like, oh, this is a slam dunk. This is going to be one of the easiest cases we've ever done. And then all of a sudden their bosses are like, no, don't worry about it. Shh. Keep it down. Don't say anything. We're going to rock the boat. We're going to get us in hot water. And again, the deep state. It's one big circular motion. Everybody covering for everybody. That's exactly what it comes down to. There'll be much more about this that I'll talk about on tomorrow's radio show. One thing I need to address that I didn't talk about today is this Jason Aldean controversy. And y'all know me, I don't listen to country music really. Especially today's country music. If I were to listen to it, it'd be the stuff I was growing up with. Bro country, if you will. Leland called it bro country today. But he puts out a song called Try That in a Small Town. And it depicts Antifa and BLM riots burning down major cities. And the point of the song is Don't try that in a small town. I think we all can agree with that. I've noted that several times on the show, as well as everybody else. We're like, hey, you wouldn't come to Coleman, Alabama. You wouldn't come to Blount County or Gunnersville and try that, because you'd probably be leaving in a body bag, if we're being honest. Well, CMT pulled the video, pulled the song, because the left has been outraged, or they're all of a sudden outraged, claiming that this is somehow about race and about lynching, of all things. As if Jason Aldean is saying, if you're black and you come to a white town, we're going to shoot you or something. I didn't take that away from it. I'll let you be the judge and let you hear it for yourself. Here's Jason Aldean. And YouTube's probably going to knock me for this, so I hope my video doesn't get pulled down. We'll just play part of it.
Sucker punch somebody on a sidewalk, carjacking old lady at a red light, pull a gun on the owner of a liquor store. You think it's cool, act a fool if you like.
Okay, so you see the direction he's going. He's like, hey, Antifa, you come to a small town, you're going to get the business.
Yeah, you think it's tough. Well, try that in a small town. See how far you make it down the road. Around here we take care of our own. You cross that line, it won't take long for you to find out.
Now, you can go hear this song in its entirety yourself and watch the video. But they have CMT, who I think has been woke for a while now, pulled that video down, said we're not going to play it anymore because it's obviously racist and something. So, it just, when it comes to pop culture, I guess this is pop culture, I don't know. When it comes to this kind of stuff, I usually don't invest a whole lot into it. But when I heard that Jason Aldean made a song about lynching, I'm like, well, that doesn't sound right. So I went and watched it, and I encourage you to watch it as well. Heck, give him the YouTube views. Who cares? I hope this song is wildly successful. I hope Jason Aldean is wildly successful. Even though I don't listen to the guy, I hope this song takes off. It's got so much truth to it. Again, you bring the Antifa, you bring the BLM riots to a small town, it ain't going to work out for you, Cole. That's why they don't do it. They may not be the brightest bulbs in the box, but they're smart enough to know not to riot in small towns. Thus, the song makes sense. Got a lot of truth to it. I'm going to get out of here. We'll be back tomorrow with a brand new episode of Over the Line Hot Takes. Again, thank you to Wild Hair Jerky. Y'all send him a message. Go to the Facebook page. Send a message, and he's going to hook you up. If you're the first one, hook you up with a free Wild Hair Jerky tumbler. Best beef jerky on the planet. And until next time, see you, cook!